From sore throats to broken hearts, I could cure most anything, thanks to a dose of magical lily dewdrops, Laylara tears, and the recipe book of potions left behind by my great-great-grandmother Layla Bell. The customer bent to scratch Polly's head, and he flopped onto his back to playfully paw her hand. The big flirt. He lacked basic moral principles and would do just about anything for the possibility of a treat. Another surge of warning tingles crept up my spine and spread to my limbs. Instinctively, I latched onto the engraved silver locket that dangled from a long chain around my neck. The orb was a protective charm given to me when I was just a baby, not to defend me from others, but from myself. Being an empath, someone who can experience another's physical and emotional feelings, was something else I'd inherited from Layla. The locket engraved with 2 entwined lilies wasn't foolproof, but in most cases it blocked other people's emotions, so I wasn't bombarded with everyone else's feelings. It was also something of a security blanket, offering me solace and comfort when I was troubled. Like now. "Feel free to browse around and let me know if you need any help," I offered, though really I just wished she'd walk out the door. I didn't know what had kindled my witchy senses, but those warnings were rarely wrong. If she stuck around, I had to prepare for the proverbial anvil to drop on my head. The woman lowered her sunglasses a fraction and peered at me over the dark rim. "Will do." A flash of recognition sparked within me but didn't flame. I had the feeling I knew her somehow, yet I couldn't place her for the life of me. She certainly wasn't local. "Nice shop you have here," she said, her slow cadence that of a cultured Southern belle, one who'd been raised up prim and proper. Still alert, I said proudly, "It'll do." I just hoped she hadn't heard about the murder that had taken place in the back room a couple of months ago. There were some things tourists needn't know. Fortunately, that case had been solved, the culprit brought to justice, my reputation restored, and life went on. Slowly the woman stood, leaving Polly splayed out on the floor, treatless, his chubby belly the only proof needed that he was well fed. He wasn't that good an actor to be able to cover the pudge. Her designer strappy gold high heels clacked on the wooden floor as she wandered over to a display of bath oils and surreptitiously glanced over her shoulder. Although I usually only read people's energy to create a perfect potion, I didn't like waiting for that anvil. I'd had my fill of trouble with that murder and all, thank you kindly, and thought it best to be proactive. I let go of my locket and let down my guard to feel what she was feeling. I sensed no menace toward me at all, so the danger swirling around was most likely due to the same reason her anxiety level was through the roof. Her stress coursed through my veins, increasing my blood pressure as surely as it did hers. Taking hold of my locket again, I let out a breath. If she were interested, I had some calming cures and sleeping potions that might soothe her a bit. Temporary fixes to an obviously bigger issue, but helpful nonetheless. As she continued to wander the store, browsing, touching, perusing, and generally acting suspicious, I eyed the big fancy bag on her arm and wondered if she was a shoplifter. Over the years, I'd learned that they came in all shapes, sizes, and pedigrees. When she picked up a handmade soap, I walked over to keep a closer eye on her and said, "The lilac is nice." Sniffing a bar of honeysuckle soap wrapped in a muslin bag and tagged with a custom label, she said, "I prefer the honeysuckle myself. It brings back sweet memories." Clear polish coated her short, professionally manicured fingernails. She wore only one ring, an enormous pink star sapphire.